Megan Hicks of I Run Far, and I'm here with Dylan Bowman ahead of the 2014 The North Face Endurance Challenge 50-mile championships. It's always a mouthful, isn't it?
It is. It is.
How's it going?
It's going really well. Yeah. Aside from a little weather that we're just experiencing now, I think it's going to be.
We're in a little bit of a downpour.
I think it's going to be a nice day on Saturday, and I'm really excited to be part of the race. Yeah.
You're predicting some sunny skies, but maybe some slippery surfaces still?
You know, I think it may be perfect and tacky. I don't think it's going to be nearly as sloppy as it was in 2012, assuming the drizzle we're experiencing now tapers off between now and then. But it usually dries out pretty quick, so I would expect it to be pretty nice actually underfoot.
Awesome. So we're here in Mill Valley, which is your current hometown, and the race course is just a couple miles off from here. You know about every curve and hill and rock out there. Pretty excited to be on your home territory in one of North America's most competitive, if not competitive, 50-milers.
Absolutely. It's always great to have this end of season party in sort of in the hometown every year, and I think it's a world-class trail system. Obviously it's not a mountainous course, but there's plenty of vert and obviously amazing scenery as well. So the fact that it is sort of my local course does obviously mean that I'm very familiar with all the twists and turns of the course. I love these trails, and I think most everybody else will too.
Well, you love these trails, you love this course. There's a lot of aesthetics out there, and there are some real fun climbs and downhills. What are a couple of your favorite parts of the course?
Well, I really like the descent down Matt Davis after the long out and back, and then the subsequent climb up Dipsy. So we go down Matt Davis into Stinson Beach, climb up the Dipsy Trail, both of which are kind of iconic, or in-county trails. And it tends to be where things start to break up a little bit at the front of the race. So I'm hoping to be near the front of the race at that point. And when things start breaking up, to remain near the front of the race.
Well, you'd like to be near the front of the race this weekend. You have, I don't know, what I would call sort of a textbook progression with our sport right now. This will be your third time doing this race.
Yeah.
And last year you went 5th. The year before you went 7th. I mean, if there's any upward trajectory left to go, it's onto the podium.
Yeah, you'd hope so. Obviously, in a field like this, it's hard to really predict how your fitness is going to translate into, performance. I think I'm super fit right now. 50 miles tends to be my best distance. And this course tends to be the kind of course that I usually do well on, or that my best races occur on. So I'm hoping for a good day, but I obviously know that the best runners in the world are here. And even on my best day, I may be well off the podium, but I'm pretty confident in the workout that I've done, and I'm hoping that I will be on or near the podium.
On or near the podium, you heard it here first. So, let's talk about that competition for a minute. I just got this huge raindrop on my face. Let's talk about the competition for a minute. I mean, and sort of the race tactics that we know are going to go down. There's going to be some serious speed off the start. And then there's probably going to be a couple guys who are still there and able to go for it, mile 40 on, a la Rob Farr or something similar to that this year. How are you putting yourself in that strategically? What are you going to do early to ward off some of the crazy stuff, and what are you going to do to keep yourself there later?
It's a great question, and I don't have any plan written out or anything. There's obviously guys who I feel are important to mark, or who race similarly to the way that I like to race.
Okay.
So I'd like to be near the front at the beginning, although not with the inevitable early leaders.
So if we see you in 10th place at mile 8 or 12, that's all good?
It should be all good.
Place, or...
Hopefully not 20,
okay.
But hopefully closer, inside the top 10 somewhere. And then it's all about, at the end of the day, being able to push on the last 3-4 climbs, particularly the second to last climb.
This is the one coming out of Muir Beach and going up towards up and then down to Tennessee Valley.
Right.
Okay.
So, you know, I'd like to be in the group that sort of usually consolidates on the out and back, remain in the group as it breaks up, going up dipsy as it usually does, and then just hanging on. And whether I'm in the front group or the second group, I'll, you know, just do my best.
Okay. So you said that there are some guys that you like to sort of mark and who you race similarly to. Whose head are you going to be looking at the back of early on?
Well, I think the guy who races the best is Rob Carr.
Okay.
You know, and he's just textbook. And the way he raced last year was perfect. I mean, he was behind me until mile 20, and then we were together in the group. And then he sort of just stayed with whoever was in front and just allowed them to dictate the pace. And then at a certain point, he made his move, and nobody could hang with him. But he always races smart. He's never the guy who goes out off the front. I wouldn't expect him to do that this year. But aside from him, like Alex Varner is also a guy who runs similar to me as well. He's a smart, tactical guy, and we train together a lot. But those are really the two guys who I would expect to run at least some miles with. But you're right, I think it's going to be an early charge from at least, you know, 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah, yeah. So the famous adventure hiker Andrew Skirka ran some analysis of guys split from the 2013 race. He picked about 10 guys on the front, and you and Rob Carr were one of them. And he was basically looking at sort of pacing throughout the race, who purged less, you know, seconds per mile in the second half of the race versus the first, and whether or not that's a mark of a good race or a best race or not. That, I mean, he didn't look at that, but the point was that Rob Carr and then you had the most even pacing last year. It was just that he had his, I don't know, what was it, 11 miles or 9 miles of insanity, and you had 11 or 9 miles of near insanity.
Yeah, I ran well last year, and it's important to note that it was only people who uploaded to Strava. Okay. So, like a guy like Dan Kraft definitely had a better last 15, 20 miles.
So he was using Strava statistics, not just high performers overall.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was definitely happy with my race last year, particularly because I got off course for a few minutes. But, you know, obviously, the last 10 miles are what makes or breaks races like this. So, you know, it's kind of all about who slows down the least at that point. Yeah. And like I said, I think I'm pretty good at 50-mile races. I think that's probably my best distance. And that's definitely kind of what my focus has been on in training, is to sort of visualize those last 10 miles and do everything I can to make sure that I can finish strong again.
Awesome. Well, last question for you. You just made an announcement this week about switching teams. You became a North Face global athlete. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Feeling psyched about that?
Yes, I'm very, very excited. I'm extremely honored. You know, the people on the team are all good friends of mine and people who I really admire a lot. So to be part of that group is, like I said, a true honor. To start my sort of tenure with them at their championship race is also important to me and something that I'm taking very seriously. So I'm very excited about the future and hoping to start it off on a good foot.
Right on. Yeah. This is their flagship race. Nothing like adding a little pressure to that hovering fire. Yeah,
I'd be lying if I said it hasn't added a little bit of extra anxiety, but I'm very excited, and I know that, you know, if I don't have a great day, I'll probably be the only one who cares at the end of the day. So.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, and good luck to you this weekend.
Thanks so much.
All right, bonus question for you, Dylan.
Come here.
New sponsor.
Fenway, come here.
Kind of wet course. Hopefully you'll drain out and dry a little bit. What shoes are you going to wear?
I'm going to wear the North Face Ultra Cardiac, which is actually named after an aid station on the course that we go through twice. So it's kind of fitting shoe name for this particular race, and it's a shoe that I really like. a shoe that I can train in every day, can do speed work in, and can also race in. So I really like it, and I think the North Face is taking the shoe program seriously, and I'm excited to be part of that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.